how do you pick a location for your podcast? If you're on a podcast journey and you're not planning on doing something in video, it's actually pretty simple. Now, of course, I'm here in Studio B in our office right now, Studio A I'm looking at, and they're built for video. They're beautiful, they're big, and they are almost unnecessary if you're doing an audio podcast because we've got all this video extra stuff. If you're on an audio journey, I want to suggest to you today that your location for your podcast really requires quiet. The number one thing for you to look around and find is a place where you're going to be comfortable having the conversations that you want to have with your audience, and they're going to be quiet enough that outside noise is not going to interfere with your show. So a little bit about quiet really has to do with your microphone. So I'm gonna make a suggestion right now that your laptop microphone is probably not going to be enough for you to do a podcast that you feel proud of. And though you can go to your local electronics store like a Best Buy or maybe B&H Photo and find something that feels cool because it's in a cool case, like the Blue Yetis that are out there, not a huge fan. They're accessible, they're easy to find, but they don't sound that great even though they're easy to plug in and go with. Just my opinion. So what I'd like to suggest to you is you find that quiet place and consider finding maybe the Audio-Technica AT2020 USB microphone. I'll say that again. Audio-Technica is the brand. The model number is the AT2020. And there's two models out there. One of them is based on something called an XLR cable. In fact, it's actually the type of cable plugged into this microphone right now. It's a professional audio standard, but you're plugging into your laptop and you don't have that connection. If you don't want to have a grand adaptation plan, there's all sorts of different adapters that do really cool things, then just buy the USB model, and it's very, very much plug and play, and it's a great sounding microphone. Other brands that have really high quality USB solutions, I'm going to give you my favorite, Shure. Shure has a great USB solution. All of them are good from Shure, and honestly, all of them are good from Audio-Technica if they're USB. But again, the AT2020, rockstar option. So now you've got a quiet place and you've got a great microphone. I would get headphones. You need to actually have a quality headphone so that you're not bringing audio back into your microphone from the speakers. I'm assuming you'll be on a laptop or a desktop in a situation like this. So grab a quality set of headphones. If you can plug in, Audio-Technica is actually the headsets we have around here. We also have some Mackie headsets. Both of them are great brands. I wouldn't overthink it. You just want to make sure you're not sending audio back into your microphone. Another thing to consider is loud seating. We actually have an office chair somewhere in the building here, I forget which room it's in, that squeaks. And if we were gonna do a show from the squeaky chair, and I'm a fidgeter, I don't know if you're a fidgeter, but I'm a fidgeter, and you would hear that squeak through the entire thing. And by the way, these cardioid condenser microphones, that's the type we're suggesting you get, they really do have a very tight pickup pattern, so that squeak might not be too loud, but it'll be there. So you want to find maybe not the comfy leather chair that makes all the leather creaky sounds or the squeaky chair. You want to find maybe a cloth chair that is comfortable and you can be there for the duration. And that's a great solution. So quiet furniture, good microphone, you're probably on your way to doing your own audio podcast. Now, if you're gonna do a video podcast, and I highly recommend that you consider doing things in video, because if you're gonna record it, you might as well have the camera on as well. There's a couple of solutions to talk about. One is we actually use Riverside.fm, and a lot of people use StreamYard. Both of them high quality streaming solutions that you can go and research on your own in order to record your show, right? Your podcast, your video podcast, and get a lot of things done pretty powerfully in that system. You can try to go ahead and do that on your own, and a lot of people do. A couple of tips for video: have more light on your face than behind you. The harder your camera has to work to overcome bad lighting, the worse you're gonna look. So you have more light on your face and don't be backlit. A good example of backlighting is if you're in front of a very bright window and you don't have anything masking the sun out of that window, you've got the strongest light in the universe on your back, the sun. It's gonna be very hard for your interior lighting to overcome that. Even if you have some, maybe cute little Amazon purchases of lighting and stuff, cool, but they're not gonna beat the sun. So try to make sure that you're not overlit on the backside and underlit on the front side. That'll help your camera do its best. Another thing to consider is not having a terribly busy background. Every once in a while, I'll see people have all of the little Marvel characters and things on their bookshelves and a lot of books on a shelf. and it's a very busy pattern in the background. So try to curate your background a little bit, do something that feels clean. And I would do a test recording before you even try this, and then watch it maybe on a big screen in your house. Go find the 50-inch screen, put it up there, take a look, and then go through and pick some things out. There are also occasionally, if you're just doing this as a hobbyist, you might have family photos in the background, things that you don't want there. Some people are very sensitive about having their kids on display. So that'll give you a good view of what you may have accidentally displayed that you don't really want out there. If you're in a business setting, it's even more important to make sure that it is appropriate for your business conversation. More to consider with that. So good microphone, good lighting, clean audio environment so you're not getting massive interruptions. I think you're pretty set to go on a good podcasting journey. Now, I will say the hardest part about doing something like this is having the bandwidth and the holistic expertise to pull it all off. That's what we have here at C47 Digital Studios. We're happy to set you up with a lot of these cool ideas to get you going on your journey. I want you podcasting. You probably have a certain passion and expertise that the world needs to hear. I encourage you to go for it. But when it gets overwhelming, it becomes too much, maybe you're growing and you just need more support. That's what we do here at C47 Digital Studios. And I want to encourage you to follow us on all of our social medias, follow my personal podcast, Bootstrapped Unicorns. It's really good for anybody who's on an entrepreneurial journey, and keep up with us so that we can be a resource for you. And if your business is doing this, don't take your eye off the ball. Whatever your mandate is internally at your business is probably not podcasting or video, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of expertise to pull off. That is definitely the type of person. You are very much the type of person who needs to call us and consider bringing us in as your resource so that you can do your job at an expert level and not get bogged down by something like this. So thank you for coming to our page or our YouTube channel if you found us there. And I look forward to a conversation with you so we can help you bring your very best to your video podcasting journey.